Hi everyone, today we're talking about narcissistic abuse. A narcissist, why do they behave this way, and what to do when you get struck by one like the Cobra. And I'm answering one of our viewers' questions who is very hurt by a narcissist. So it's a long video, but it's worth staying till the end because I'm addressing her letter and then I'm addressing the reasons why this person is never going to own up to their BS, because narcissism is a pathological problem. They actually are what they believe, if you know what I mean. It's not a separate thing. You just got to be out of their way. I hope it helps you guys if any of you are also the victim of a narcissist and you're struggling to make sense of it. I hope this video helps you to make sense of it, because often we try so hard when we're not narcissistic, we're trying to make sense of something that makes no sense and we're really hurting. Drum roll! This comes from Sandra M. She says, "Hi Debs, I was wondering if you have any ideas why we feel guilt after narcissistic abuse." I'm going to read your letter out, bits and pieces, just so that we have an idea of what exactly you are referring to. Never mind, Sandra, we'll sort this one out. Okay. You say you confronted a friend and there was a problem, and basically you were hoping to fix things, but your friend doesn't want to know, and to put it in a nutshell, she's blaming everything on you, which is very much the narcissistic way. You're upset that you were put in this position, and absolutely, I agree with you, it isn't right. Narcissistic behavior is pathological, so it's part of who the person is. Not easy to sort that out. They believe their own BS 100%. So you've tried to cut all ties. It's a bit difficult because she's in the same town, and you say, yeah, she says things to make you look crazy. Very much the narcissistic. I've been on the receiving end of that kind of stuff too. It's frustrating because obviously you say, you're an adult, you'd like to discuss it, but you can't. And then very typically narcissistic, she goes on to accuse you of being jealous of her. Well, she's got to have some reason, honey, and you are her prey, and I'm going to explain why. All you wanted to do was sort the problem out, not happening. It won't happen because a narcissist is incapable of saying sorry or feeling empathy. We get into the psychopathic narcissist when we start talking about people like this. It's all about then. And I'm going to give you a good, I think it's an analogy, or is it a metaphor? I've never quite worked out the difference. Don't worry, you'll get me. So she's basically making your life a misery, and she is accusing you of things you haven't done, and she won't take responsibility for her own behavior, and you can't understand why you're struggling to move past this. It's affecting your self-esteem. You say you can't understand why people can't be honest, and you don't understand how people can lie so easily with no conscience. Because if you've ever upset people, you either intentionally or unintentionally, you do apologize, which is a very good trait. Don't ever lose that trait. In your letter, I see a lot of you trying to make sense of why you can't get past this. What I can tell you is that there are so many people out there who are suffering with the same stuff as you are. A narcissistic person who suddenly turns around and bites without warning. If you think of a cobra is lying in the sun being a cobra, and you walk across the path and you happen to not see it, and it strikes. Boom. Right? That's exactly what a narcissist does. Out of the blue, they suddenly strike. Now here's the thing. You ask, why? I mean, that's why. Well, the Cobra would say to you, because I'm a Cobra. That's what I do. It's the same thing with the narcissist. Because I'm a narcissist, that's what I do. That's my behavior. As tough as it is to understand the behavior of a narcissist, understand that you're never going to understand it. And the best thing you can do is just walk away. Why won't you open up for a conversation when you're not even threatening? You're just asking to talk about the situation, which is normal. That's what everyone does, normal people, except your narcissist. To give you a rundown of a basic how she's behaving, I'm going to go through your letter again. You say, why you feel guilt after narcissistic abuse. Everybody feels a sense of guilt because a narcissist behaves like this. If you've ever heard how an animal, let's take the snake, zones in on its prey, a narcissist has, everyone is a piece of prey, put it that way. So they will zone in on the person who is the most gentle, the most soft, the kindest, the person who they perceive as being no threat to them because they can, because they know that if they hurl their abuse at you, you'll accept it. And for a narcissist, you're the perfect candidate. Yeah, and so you're wondering, well, I haven't done anything, what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. It's like this. A narcissist scours the room. If you can imagine the eyes going across the room like this, looking, like a scanning beam. And then they zone in on someone who is gentle and kind and loving. That's their target. Why? Because you are easy pickings. It's like any animal out there that's a predator. They zone in on their prey. In the human kingdom, it would be someone who's not weak, but someone who is kind and gentle. So it's not that you're weak, it's that you're not going to give them any opposition. When you do give an opposition, when you do call them out, when you do say, hang on a second, this isn't quite right, what you're doing, why? That's when they strike again and turn it around and push the knife into your heart. It's like someone who is a cannibal. They eat people. That's what they do. And you can't make sense of why do you do that? Because they will say, well, that's what I do. That's what I enjoy. There is no remorse. They don't feel any remorse. They don't feel any empathy. They don't feel anything, except when it comes to them. Everything's about them. And the moment you step out of their line of me, it's all about me, but they pretend to make it about you and them until you turn around and say, no, I can't. All right? That's when their fury comes up. And they'll start accusing you of every kind of thing in the book that you haven't even thought of. Knowing this, you can understand that she will never take any responsibility. She will never, and she doesn't feel anything. And that's why it hurts you, because here you sit with all the pain and all the why? And she's not feeling it. She's having a grand old time looking for the next one to pounce on. Count yourself lucky that this happened, because now you're out of the sights. But don't ever go back there again. There are people actually in healing centers from narcissistic abuse, because there is no sense. You'd think as in the human race, we can say, I'm sorry, I screwed up. Okay, you screwed up. You did this. Okay, I'm sorry, I did that. People are supposed to care about each other. They're supposed to take responsibility for their actions. They're supposed to be held accountable, but they're not. What she'll do is bury herself in social media or whatever it is, living in some parallel universe, which is what they do. They live in their own sort of world. That's how a narcissist is. Everyone is just a means for them to feed off. So if you are a kind, loving person, you're perfect. They can feed off you. They can talk nonsense. They can say this, they can say that, and you're going to just be, yeah, that's true, that's amazing. Now I want you to do this. Go back over the past, I don't know how long you've known her, but go back over the past 10 years and think about things she's done or said that have made your alarm bells in your head just ring. Something's not quite right there, but you've left it. Not about you, could be about someone else. It could be about her behavior in general. And I'm quite sure you'll find many, many times, and you're kind of, look, you said something that's not true. I'm calling you on your bullshit. And she's like, you said it, not me. I tell you, this is so classic. This is just so classic. I mean, it isn't even a joke, but at the same time, we have to look at these people as a joke. Because if you try and take them seriously, you're just going to get hurt. And the more you try and understand the spiteful, hateful stuff, unless you're a spiteful, hateful person yourself, which you're not, the worse you're going to feel. So to end it, I'll tell you this. We have so much capacity in our bodies. We collect experiences throughout our lives. So from when you're little to now, you've collected all kinds of experiences and you've stored them in your brain, in your body, everywhere. Most of them will be negative experiences though. It's a funny thing. It's just the human condition until you train your mind not to do that. We tend to cling on to a lot of the painful things because we try to make sense of them, and very often we can't make sense of them. And as long as you've got them inside your mind, your throat, your head, your tummy, your heart, as long as that happens, there's no room to find a happy experience. It's just full of the sadness. So you can choose. You can choose to clear out the sadness. I did a video on this the other day. Clear the clutter, take all the gunk and all the garbage and all the crap that you've been subject to, throw it out and start replacing it with happy memories and happy thoughts, actually. You don't even have to try and make sense of people and what they do. People are full of crap all over the place. The narcissist strikes is the one you least expect it from. And that's why it's so damn painful. They won't discuss it with you because it's part of who they are. Living in some other universe and believing in that is where they are. And that's where she is. So you're not part of her universe, and her universe means the universe revolves around her. Everything's about her. And how dare you even think of confronting her? What a terrible thing to do. She'll put you in your place. She'll make you feel like shizzle. Well, guess what? Guess what? She can only make you feel like shizzle if you give her your power. Now, don't do that. Okay, walk away, block, get rid of her, pretend she's gone. Because there's many ways we can try and explain to ourselves why, and then we'll think why, and then we'll wonder. You're never going to get an answer simply because that is who she is. It's not your fault. You have a falling out. People argue. Simple. But very few people are able to sit down and say, hey, listen, I was wrong there. I'm sorry. You are happy to say you're sorry because you're a decent human being. And so when others can't, or won't rather, it hurts. Of course it hurts. So the best thing you can do is start filling up. Take her garbage, out. She's dirty, filthy, garbage, junk, out. And now fill those places with happy things. You don't need her. You don't want her. What's the point? And there is no understanding it, love. The guilt you're feeling is because of the things she said to you that have made you feel less. You're not less. So the best thing to do is just block it out as if she never existed. And if you need more help, you know how to get hold of me. Don't let it get to you, hun. No one's worth it. All right? No one is worth it. So thanks for watching. I hope this clears things up for you. Don't worry about it. Move on. All right? Life is too short. Thanks for watching, and thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe, and welcome to our new subbies. It's great to have you. And if you have any kind of questions for me, I'd love your comments down below. Otherwise, take good care of yourself. Mwah. A bunch of thrivers. So proud.